Thanks for coming by, Tori Magoo 44. Today is the 17th of February 2011. This is one of my other little buddies. I just thought I'd show you. It's kind of actually a dual. See, here's this Christmas thing. And then I guess it's a her. And then went over into Valentine's Day, and check out the socks. And Mr. Valentine's Day. There they are. For me, I like to have little fun things like that around, as I've shown you. You got to have things that you like. You got to figure out what do you like and have it in your space. No matter whether, believe me, tons of people would never have the stuff that I have in my home. But for me, it's my home, and when people are here, they generally tell me they like it. So there you go. This is a video I'm continuing on my Scientology then and now, having to do with the Church of Scientology, what it was like then when I first got in and how it is now. And this is on medical abuse, which I've spoken of many times, but because it is so extremely abusive, I think it's important to go over it one more time. You never know. I talk to people who just happen to see a video, and 20 videos ago or 50, or I've made 400, a long time ago I might have spoken about it, but they missed that video. And if I can save one life on it, that's important to me. If I can even make one person feel a little bit better, that's important to me. I recently have a new friend who made a really nice video to me, and thank you for that. And, he had some good things to say. I really appreciated it. And like he said, he had an accident 5 years ago, and now he's disabled. And he said, it's not my fault, just like it's not Tori's fault. And he's right. Anyone with any kind of a disability, it isn't your fault. And most of the people I know with any kind of a disability, I can't say everybody, I don't know a ton of people, but the ones that I do know are as cool as the rest of the people. The only people that are bad, and this is true for racism or anything else, who are looking down on other people, usually the people that do that have bad self-esteem themselves. When you do have some kind of a disability, you either get on with it and get over it, or you do live a very, life of people putting you down. For me, I was like, no. Then, in 1969, I got in. 71, I joined the Sea Organization, the billion-year contract, was sent out to a ship to do ship training. After about a month, I ran out of my medicine for epilepsy. Was sent to the MLO, the Medical Liaison Officer, who said, was like an 18-year-old kid, who said, Sea Org are the top 10% of the planet, so you don't take medicine. So you're going to have to get off your medicine before you come back. And here's a whole written program for you to get off your medication. Now, thankfully, thank God, my mother, as I've told you, stayed on it and called me and called me and called me, saying Dianetics is not going to fix epilepsy. It's a physical condition. And eventually said they're going to kill you, and eventually said either you're on your medication today, or I'm going to fly out there, and Scientology and L. Ron Hubbard will never forget your mother. And may she rest in peace. I know her, she's partying off somewhere. She passed on, but we both agreed before she left out, that she definitely saved my life on that. She did. Anyway, so then they had their thing then. Now they have these signs all around their churches, if you go in, saying, if you have a medical condition, see a doctor, because Scientology doesn't handle medical conditions. However, within the technology of L. Ron Hubbard, there is quite a bit of, it's tricky, because it's like an implication that you should be able to handle it. For 30 years, people would kind of pull me behind a closed door and say, well, did such and such a level handle it? Did NOTS fix your epilepsy? Is it gone? I'd go get a job. They'd be like, well, are you still taking that medication? Because there's so much stuff built into the tech that makes it sound like somebody's really bad news if they, your PTS. The person that mentioned to me, why do you keep showing your SP to Claire? Why do I keep showing it? Because number one, the Church of Scientology's public relations person, the top guy, Tommy Davis, is now saying they don't do disconnection. Okay, I started showing it as a joke, because here it is. They really do declare people suppressive. That's by the Church of Scientology And on the back, it says her only terminal is let me read it exactly. Her only terminal is the International Justice Chief via the Continental Justice Chief. So that proves Tommy Davis to the media recently is lying through his teeth, because that creates disconnection. That's why I show it. First, I started showing it as a joke because nobody can believe a church would declare people. I sat with a bunch of ministers and they were like, "Are you kidding me?" They literally declare someone suppressive and put it in writing. It was like toe gross for them. And they were sort of on Scientology's side until I showed them my SP Declare. That was it. The party was over. They were on my side. Because that's not right. It's not okay. So that's why I show it. And if you do have questions, bring them up to me, because I love to get some feedback and try to clear these things up, because sometimes they're difficult. Like another person said to me, "Oh, you use so much Scientology language." If you knew how much language a general Scientologist uses on a daily basis, especially for me when I was in the church, this is how it sounds. "Hey, how you doing? I'm uptone. Things are up stat today. My stats are up." "Really? What condition are you in?" "Well, I'm in normal, maybe, actually, I think I'm moving into affluence." "Really? You're in affluence? That's fantastic. What ethics thing got you there?" "Well, blah, 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 blah. I'm not PTS to anything." And, but you're sick, right? Are you PTS? Are you connected to an SP? And, your friend is sort of downtown, the person that I saw you with. It's just like on and on and on about all these, every single word just about is some Scientology tricky word. That's how cults work, where the language is built in. And it does help isolate you from everybody else. And it's more and more the Truman Show. So getting back to the topic of the medical abuse, then they ordered me off the medicine. I bought it for 30 years, got out. I ended up, the whole entire Flag land base ended up getting corrected on that, saying that, no, if a doctor orders it. But the next year, they locked Lisa McPherson in a room, and she ended up dying. So maybe they got corrected for a year, but it didn't last too long. So it's a very serious thing. To me, as my father and my mother taught me when I was a young kid, it doesn't matter what color someone is, what country they're from. It matters, whether they have a disability or not. It matters, what do they do? How are they? How do they sound? How do you feel when you're around them? If you feel creepy when you're around someone, it's not a good thing. You need to find people that you're around where you feel good. And, they, it's a two-way street kind of thing. It's not just this constant, like, wah, 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 no, that's not good. It's not healthy, and it's not going to make you feel good, and then you don't make others feel good. It's just kind of a general bummer, and life shouldn't be a general bummer. Obviously, all of us have stuff that we have to work on and deal with, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun at the same time. See? Here you go. As witnessed. Just one little example, but there you go. Anyway, I hope this has helped you a little bit more understand some more of why I speak out. This is one of the reasons, one of the many reasons, but it's a very important one. And if you do have a medical condition, please see a doctor, and please see a doctor that is not a Scientologist. If Lisa McPherson could have seen a regular doctor versus them driving her out to the Scientology doctor, she'd be alive today. And that's very, very sad. So make sure to get a second opinion from someone that is not a member of the Church of Scientology. All right, there you go. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, let me know. I love you. Have a wonderful week.